Yeah.
At it. I'm back at it. I'm back at it. Dog, I'm back at it. Watch this. It's been a long time, now your boy Smooth back and at it. Watch my name.
What up, though? OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny. Retired from the streets, TV. Let me roll these windows up. Guess who AC not working? Mine. That's whose. Damn. But check this out, right? I want to talk about something, right? So, like, if you're familiar by now with the platform, you know where I'm coming from as far as giving y'all a broad perspective of stories that come from the Michigan Department of Corrections, or what some like to call the Michigan Department of Corruption, right? So there's some no-nos that are like written in stone when it comes to moving about. Come on, buddy, get out the way, buddy. About when it comes to moving about through prison, right? Some of the top 3 no-nos that most people are familiar with, right? Am I on camera? Let me make sure, y'all. So I'm riding. I'm going to Miami. I'm on Florida today, Orlando. So I'm moving around, but I want to take y'all with me. I'm taking y'all with me when I go down there, right? So that's why I'm a little shaky a little bit because I'm in the truck. But some of the top 3 no-nos that we all are familiar with, and most people are familiar with, are no gays, right? No gangs, and no gambling. Those are the like top 3 no-nos when it comes to moving around throughout the MDOC, or just really any prison department or any state department of corrections, right? The thing is, I always have told people, I call them 5 G's, right? And I got the other 2 G's to me are very, very important because I seen too many people get their wigs tore off by these things, right? Now let's break it down real quick, right? No gays, right? That should be kind of self-explanatory. The reason why it's really bad in there when it comes to gays, because gays are real catty, they messy, they violent, they switch sides, they go with whoever got the most power a lot of time at the time, and do it. They in there choosing up just like a prostitute sometime would on the street. And if you ain't got a strong holding, then you will lose your little boy or your punk, and it's just a lot of messiness and craziness that go along with this thing's scratching my chest when it comes to gays in prison. So that's already a no, right? Gangs, of course. Now, if you already been banging and you already part of a set before you came to prison, then you got the right to rotate with your nation, right? You got the right to be with your bros and represent y'all flag, and be able to acknowledge each other under that banner, right? So I ain't mad at that, but it's a lot of dudes that go in there false flag and they join gangs just for protection purposes. They go in there under the false pretenses of wanting to, or saying they're a solid dude, and they might have a solid background to that point. A lot of times they do. What happens is, though, that background gets tainted by getting in prison, thinking some shit slick, and thinking you slick and thinking shit sweet, and thinking because you under the gang that you're gonna be protected at all times no matter what you do. But I got news for a lot of y'all dudes, right? If y'all familiar with how gangs move, then oftentimes gangs will take care of you, get you out the way, you know what I mean? Put a violation on you because you false flag and you misrepresenting them, and you also been found out to be fraudulent all around. So a lot of time they'll get you together too, right? Then what we got is number 3. Number 3 was gambling. Gambling is an addiction, and it's a vice within itself when you out here in society. I know a bunch of people who gambling addicts. $100 2 times a day playing lottery. Then they playing 50 in scratch offs. I'm like, Jesus. They make good money. These dudes that's doing construction contracting, they might make $1,000, $1,500 in a good day, or do a few weeks. But my whole point is, gambling, man. Gambling get people head ripped off too, getting dudes stabbed up, because a lot of dudes go in there gambling on ass, which means you don't got the money to cover the loss if you take one. You just think you cold with the cards, you cold at Texas Hold'em, you a dog at spades or whatever else is at stakes. You think you cold blooded with it, and you doing something slick, and them dudes want their money. So gambling most definitely is another no-no when it on the top threes, right? My next two. It's very important because dudes out here in the streets do it too and get their wig tore off, and they go in prison with that same mentality, thinking they can do the same thing. And I keep telling y'all, just because it's a microcosm of the streets, which means basically a smaller version, right, does not mean that you're gonna be able to move the same way you was moving out here in the streets. It's a lot of things that's like in concentrated forms in there, and you got a lot of restrictions and rules and regulations you got to go by, even unwritten ones. Now, I ain't talking about the ones that the MDOC put on y'all. Those are a whole bunch of rules and regulations within themselves. I'm talking about the ones that's established by code of honor and ethics and the way you're supposed to move when you a convict or you an inmate, and that goes amongst the inmates. That's a code amongst y'all or amongst us if I'm in those settings, right? Now, number 4 for me, gossiping. Gossiping, running your mouth. My mother always told me a dog that'll bring a bone will carry a bone. And I didn't know what that meant until I got a lot older and whatnot, because she was telling me that because I would have a homie that came and told me what somebody said. You got a Timmy. Bro said you got a Timmy. Your haircut messed up. Or your bike ugly. But then he'll be playing with the same bro that he said put me on blast like later on in the afternoon. So she was telling me basically like if he'd come and tell you something, which means he brought a bone, he'd carry a bone, which means he'd go tell something about you to somebody else. It's bacon, man. Now, gossiping, man. I'm telling you, I done seen a lot of dudes in there gossip and be running their mouth and whatnot and get in trouble, get their ass whooped, get their head opened up and whatnot because they don't know how to shut their mouth and mind their business. I heard got the spud juice. I heard Dog and them got the weed in. Bro and them moving some boxing strips. Oh, they got the blow packs for such and such. They got tobacco for the low. They only keeping it in their unit though, because they don't, so I done seen too much of that. It ain't your business, bro. Mind your business, keep your head down, stay within your circle. Feel what I'm saying? Too many dudes get up in there and get to run their mouth. Gossiping is another major G when it comes to a no-no in them Dismal Crips, right? So number 5 for me. Number 5 is ganking. When you in there robbing and ganking, because you was robbing and ganking in the streets and you was getting away with it. Say you was robbing and ganking in the streets, right? But you got caught up for some dope. You probably got like a little 2-year bid for some dope and guns. Or you got caught up on dope and gun and threw the dope out and gave you 2 flat for the gun. So you ain't get caught for the robberies you used to commit. You think that that's something you still good at. You go in prison, right? You get there and you're doing your little 2 flat or doing your little time. You start breaking in lockers. You start sneaking in dudes' bags while they sleep, sliding them off under their beds, taking dudes' foot lockers, right? Now, I ain't the one to talk because, like I told y'all, I done robbed 90% of my bunkies. I ain't gonna lie. I done set them up to get I ain't like you, you just getting got. I regret it because, I just don't agree with that type of thinking no more. However, at the time, that was just how I was thinking. And it was foul, but I ain't gonna say I didn't know no better, but I just had a lot of justification and denial about that. But I'm talking about like that's still a problem, right? I just had a solid crew behind me, but even then it's dudes that don't give a damn about none of that and will crack your wig open regardless to who you associated with. And especially sometimes if you associated with somebody because they want to prove a point, like, oh, I don't give a damn if he a Muslim, I don't give a shit if he a Moabite or a Melanic, I don't care if he Nation, I don't care if he Peace Stone, I don't care if he a G, I don't care if he a Blood. They don't give a damn about none of that shit when it comes time to protect them what they consider their manhood and when it's on the wire. You feel what I'm saying? When it's on the line. You got some dudes that'll go all out to prove that they about just as about what you about, basically. You know what I'm saying? So I tell dudes, them 5Gs, them gays, them gangs, that gambling, that gossip, and that goddamn gone ganking. Stay to yourself, man. Stay away from weird people, right? Go ahead and get into you a rhythm. And I'm not trying to put this on nobody, but some of y'all unfortunately gonna be that way because y'all ain't chilling. Y'all don't know no chill. Y'all don't got no chill. And unfortunately, y'all throwing bricks. center blocks at the penitentiary. So I'm just gonna let you know right now, from the bottom of my heart, your boy OG Kenny, you get in there, no gays, obvious reasons, no gangs unless you are already tied in. But even then, if they, sometimes you got to fall back from even that, because the dudes that you think is still under the same flag with you will get your head knocked off. I line you up. I done seen dudes who was supposedly part of the same religions hitting they brother man in the booty, putting penis in they brother man booty. And y'all supposed to be up under the same Islamic banner. Crazy, right? So them gays, them gangs, that gambling, you ain't got the money, especially. I ain't really never get into gambling because I was never with really a card player or nothing like that, but that's a no-no. And then on top of that, you can't be in there running your mouth, gossiping like a little broad. Stay in your lane, mind your business. And everybody, then even if you know something, everything ain't for you to be sharing with everybody, man. Because some dudes you in there telling it to, and they the ones who told that you told. You thinking you telling him something slick, and he telling the nigga that you told on, like, man, bro, the one who told me that shit, right? Or that stuff. I'm trying to clean my language up for the sake of just, I want everybody to be able to watch it. I want somebody who got a 13-year-old son to be able to watch it. So I'm trying to clean my language up, so y'all bear with me, right? And then, of course, that ganking, that taking something that ain't yours. Get your own. It's hard to get your own in there, but, hey, if you deserve the world, you wouldn't have messed up and took your butt there in the first place, right? So handle the cards or play the cards that you were dealt, the ones you chose, right? Just imagine all the cards on the table face up and you get to choosing. That's what's happening a lot of times with people going to prison. You got all the options and opportunities in the world, especially nowadays with this digital revolution. Your phone is a whole, especially if you got an iPhone. Most of y'all got iPhones, the latest ones. All y'all do is take sweet ass pictures with them. You can run a whole business, shipping and receiving, invoices, everything from your iPhone. Trust me, I don't even got an iPhone. I got a Motorola or something, some little cheap phone, because I'm cheap like that, right? But the point is, I still run all my business from my phone, from 2 phones actually. But I love y'all, man. OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny, at Retired from the Streets TV. I'm gonna try to shoot y'all some more content over the weekend, while I'm probably try to shoot something today to shoot y'all. But I'm gonna try to shoot y'all something from Tampa too. I mean, not Tampa, but Orlando, just so y'all can get a glimpse of that. If I don't do it over the weekend, I'm definitely gonna have it to y'all by possibly maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's go Wednesday, because I might be hungover, so I don't know. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.
Cheap nigga.